What's up, YouTube? We're back here in the shop and we're playing with fans. And this is kind of a, I guess you call it a follow-up to some videos I've shown in the past. A couple of videos. The one I can remember right off the top of my head is called Redneck Room Fan, where I salvage a ventilation motor, squirrel cage ventilation motor, out of a range hood. That's the word I'm looking for. Out of a range hood, and then I made a stand for it, and it works really, really well for an inexpensive, low-profile way to move air. The squirrel cage is pretty darn quiet, and it didn't cost me anything. I was already remodeling the kitchen. I had the overhead vent fan was the old one, and it worked really, really well. Now, for a number of years, the moderate to more expensive hoods for stoves have been using squirrel cage fans. The real cheap ones, even to today, the real cheap ones you get are those flat 5-blade. They're like an 8-inch diameter blade, but those are the Brones and stuff you get at Home Depot for like $100. But the decent ones use squirrel cages. What we're looking at here, speaking of squirrel cages, what we're looking at here are bathroom fans. And again, the cheap $40 bathroom fan is going to use an 8-inch diameter 4 or 5 blade flat blade fan. Where the moderate to more expensive ones use these squirrel cages. Now, I just happen to have done back-to-back bathroom remodels. They both happen to have these squirrel cage fans inside of them, and now they're going to get repurposed. I come across these fans, I don't know, probably twice a year. You know, I probably change out 2 bathroom fans a year, or do a couple of bathroom remodels a year. Where they're getting new bath fans, and these both work really, really well. They just need to be cleaned up. I'm going to disassemble them, and I'm going to wash them in warm water to get kind of all the dust and stuff that gets drawn up from a bathroom. If you're in a household that uses a lot of hairspray, if you use a lot of hairspray, the hairspray will bind with the lint that gets drawn up in there. And you're running the fan, of course, when you're spraying your hair, and that really makes a mess. Neither of these seem to be that they have hairspray in here. So I'm going to pull these guys apart. I'm going to put one of them in this shop right here. I'll show you where I'm going to put it. The other one, I'm going to put a cord on it. I'm going to set it aside for a minute until I figure it out. I might use it up at the ranch behind the stove in the garage. If you can tell, I like fans, and I really like squirrel cage design because they're quiet and they move a lot of air. Don't draw a lot of electricity. And I might take the second one up to El Rancho, stick it behind the garage fan, the garage stove, use the fan to help circulate some warm air around there. It's possible. I don't know yet. We'll see. But let's go ahead and pull this apart. I'll show you how this works and bring you back here in just a minute. You can tell this one was in a bathroom I remodeled. Look at all the dust, the drywall dust. So I'm going to take air. I'm going to blow the motor out with air. I'm going to wash the housing and the squirrel cage in hot water. And we'll clean all this mess up, and I'll be right back. So it's nothing, a little warm water soaking in a dish tub. A little bit of toothbrush, some compressed air. Voila. So let's put this thing back together, and I'm going to solder a power cord on here. I always salvage power cords off stuff. This is the power cord I'm going to put on there. You may recognize this one from a previous video when I was messing around with that AC motor. This was a power cord that came with some under cabinet lights. I didn't end up using the cord because I hardwired the lights, but I kept this power cord. So I'm going to put it all together here, and I'll be right back. And just like that, it's back together. Easy peasy. That'll make a difference. So I'm just going to splice her into here. Get your hot common and your ground. Actually, I'm going to solder it just because I'm kind of screwed up like that. A couple wraps of electrical tape, and the world will be a good place, right? You know, this is just an option. I'm not saying that this is the best route, but this is an option to be able to move air in your space and it's not going to cost a lot of money. If you're not in the home remodeling business, you just look around on Craigslist. I'm pretty sure, well, depending on your area, I know in my area, these bathroom vent fans and stuff kick around all the time for free. You know, people are just getting rid of them because they've pulled them out, or you can put a wanted ad out or whatever. Garbage pick. The main shop fan that I use here, right, is a, well, you don't know because I haven't shown you, but the main fan that I use here to ventilate the shop is a commercial range hood that I took out of a kitchen I was doing a remodel in. It was a residential kitchen, but it was set up like it was a pretty sweet kitchen to begin with. The person, they were good cooks, and they had some commercial crap in there. And anyhow, it's a big dual squirrel cage fan motor with a 6-inch duct, and I grabbed it so it didn't go out to the scrappers, and I put it up hanging from the ceiling there, and I ducted it with a rigid 6-inch pipe out, and you can feel it draw off if you're sitting here at the workbench. You can feel the draft. It's really, really cool. It works really well. But sometimes, you know, it's a little bit loud, right here. So yeah, while that fan is a bit noisy, you know, if I'm in here TIG welding or grinding or painting something and I don't want to be in that atmosphere, I'll kick that thing on and noise isn't an issue. But sometimes you're in here just puttering around and you want a gentle breeze to blow across your face. That's going to be this one right here. And I need to go dig out my soldering iron. I'm going to solder these, and I may even heat shrink them. I'm not 100% sure. I might just wrap them with electrical tape. That sure seems to be an easier way to route these wires and go. So let me grab it. I'll be right back, and then I'll plug it in. I'll let you guys see what we're doing with this. Alright, so that's what we're left with. I think I'm going to leave this little damper on there. It's going to be fun. I'm going to mount it. My plan is to just mount it up underneath here. I used to have one of those clip-on fans, 4 or 5 inch flat blade fan, you know, clip, plastic, junk. Well, that finally failed. So I'm going to take this one, and it already has the mounts. You see the 3 feet? I'm just going to screw it right up under here. I'm going to screw it up, alright, and then that'll just put a nice breeze across my face when it's warm in here and I just want to circulate some air. So let's plug her in. Let me show you guys here what's going on. Can't even hear it. Can't even hear it. Just enough. And like I said, I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Right now, air circulation is good circulation, so I'll bring you back in just a sec. I actually changed my mind. I didn't think that was such a good idea because I don't want to crowd this area kind of where I'm working, so I put it just to the right of, yeah, the old beaver. And it's kind of out of the way. And listen. Silence. Silence! See, that's nice, because when I'm standing here at the bench now, I got some air blowing across my face when it's warm and stuffy in here. I salvaged this, if you guys recognize this, this is one of those old computer power management switching system thing. I just changed the things, right? Printer, CPU, it would have been monitor, whatever, right? Whatever. So it's got 5. It's 15 amp. It's got 5 different things. They're all individually fused, which is pretty damn cool. You see, I've got the overhead light. That's the overhead vent. I got a yard light out there. The fan. And then I had tunes, but I got rid of the tunes in preparation to make room for the old Beaver drill press there. I mean, if you remember, the old radio was in that corner, you know, and I got my work light right here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this wire running behind here, but it is what it is. You know, you work with what you got. I'm in limited space, and I'm not going to fill other space with stuff. So this is what I've allocated to be my workspace, this 16 by 16 shop out here. And if I can't fit it in here, then I don't need it. That's my new motto. All my little cubby holes throughout this property here where I've been burying stuff over the years is all good. They're all getting cleared out. And that's that. Anyhow, so there's my my redneck ventilation fan part 2. It's awesome. Silence. I like it. All right, gotta go, gotta run. See ya.